What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about calories and what are calories and how do they work in relation to you and why should they matter. Okay, so a calorie is a unit of energy. In nutrition, they refer to energy consumption through eating and drinking and energy usage through physical activity. What do I mean by that? So, for example, when you consume an apple, it might have 80 calories. And then if you go walk for a mile or run for a mile, it might use 100 calories. Okay, so it's all about energy in versus energy out. So there are two types of calories. Okay, we mainly deal with just calories, which is the amount of energy required to raise 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. But there are also a different measure, a bigger measure, let's say a kcal, which is the amount of energy required to raise 1 kilogram of water by 1 degree Celsius. So 1 large calorie is equal to 1,000 small calories. We'll usually deal with small calories, okay, for any kind of like nutrition label is usually just in calories. So the body needs calories to survive. Without it, our cells would die, our heart and our lungs would stop, and we would perish. Okay, we acquire the energy from food and drink, and then we use it through physical activity. If we just consumed the number of calories our body needs every single day, we would probably enjoy a happy and healthy life. The problem is that we either consume too much food, so too much calories for how much we're burning off, or not enough. And this creates either weight gain or weight loss. Okay. The number of calories food contains tells us how much potential energy they have. So not every food is the same. Food can get broken down into 3 main components or 3 macros and can be any percentage combination of the 3. So there's carbs, there's protein, and there's fats. So carbs contain 4 calories per gram. Protein is 4 calories per gram, and then fat is 9 calories per gram. Okay, so what does all this mean in terms of, for you, how much should you be consuming? So there's 2 different types, 2 measures that we use for how much you should consume on a daily basis. There's your basal metabolic rate, and then there's your resting metabolic rate. Basal metabolic rate is the amount of calories you need per day to just survive. So picture yourself in a vegetative state, just lying there all day. How many calories would that take in order to just survive? That would be your basal metabolic rate. Your resting metabolic rate would be just everyday life. So you go to work, you come home, you go for a run with the kids, something like that. That would be your resting metabolic rate, your regular activity. And then your resting metabolic rate will differ based on different factors. Okay, we're going to get into that in the next video in explaining what is your BMR versus RMR, how to calculate it with the different methods, how they differ, which are more accurate. But for now, what you need to know in terms of calories is a unit of energy, and we use it for consuming food and how many calories we expend. Okay, it's this measure that will determine if we gain weight or lose weight. And now you can see that when we break down in terms of the major food groups, your major macros, so the 3 of them, then not a calorie isn't a calorie isn't a calorie. So if you see something at 500 calories that you're consuming, it's not good or it's not bad innately. It depends on what the breakdown is. It depends on your body type. It depends on what you're trying to do in terms of your goal. Okay, so now you have a better idea of what calories are and then how you can manipulate them and use them to your advantage to either gain weight or lose fat. Okay?